Good afternoon, collectors. Hi from Minnesota. It's Melinda from Department 56. Hope you're all having a great spring day. We actually have spring now in Minnesota. Last week we had a 70-degree Monday, and by Thursday we had a couple feet of snow. So that's Minnesota here. I thought today we'd talk a little bit about some of the new pieces for Snow Village. I have lots of exciting news to share with you. So stay tuned. Even if you're not a Snow Village collector, you'll want to be part of what I'm going to share with you at the end. Don't forget to let us know what you think of each piece as we go along, because your input is important to us. We want to continue to design and manufacture pieces that you're interested in adding to your village, because if you don't like them, we might as well not introduce them. So the first piece I'm going to show you today, I'm pretty excited about. I have it all set up here. Let's bring it more towards the middle. There we go. This is the Bright Lights Holiday House. Now, we've had the name Bright Lights used on some accessories and some other things for a number of years, and this will be part of the Snow Village Christmas Lane series. Now, the Christmas Lane was started by Scott Enter, who loves to decorate for Christmas, loves to decorate, period. And the whole idea behind the Christmas Lane series is A, it's family friendly, say that fast 3 times, and B, that it really features that little niche, that neighborhood in your town or village, and everybody's trying to outdo everybody else. I think this Bright Lights house really goes a long way. There's a lot of different features on this house. We have trees that are lit with some of the bright lights. We have this really great sign that flashes on and off. And the name itself, for those of you who haven't been collecting forever and ever, back in 1993, we introduced a series of accessories that were called Bright Lights. And I happened to find this one in my office. And this is what they looked like. They were called Bright Lights, and they were to mimic neon lighting. So you could add this one that's, I Heart My Village. We had one that said Department 56. We had a waving Santa. We had a snowman. We had a flagpole where the flag itself kind of flashed on and off and looked like it was waving. So some of you might still have some of those pieces. And this is kind of a nod to that series that we did between 1993 and 1999. I looked up neon lights just for fun, because I like history. And I discovered that neon gas was discovered in 1898. And in the early 20th century, a man named Georges Claude introduced neon signs in the United States. The first signs were ordered by a Packard dealership in Los Angeles. 2 signs he paid $24,000 for. And that is an exorbitant amount of money at that time. But I just thought that was kind of an interesting little tidbit that I wanted to share with you. So that's our Bright Lights house. Let us know what you think of that piece. Really like it. And I may leave that one on here. Another piece I wanted to share with you that's kind of special this year is this is the Santa Comes to Town piece. And this is an accessory that we've been doing now. This is 25 years, and in honor of the 25th anniversary, which, as you know, is a silver anniversary, we've got the silver runners on the sled. It always has the date on it. It'll only be available 1 year. And this is a very traditional piece. Santa with a sleigh full of toys. He's got one of his favorite reindeer. And it's just a really pretty piece. It's nice as a standalone item or as part of your display. And I know some of you have collected these for 25 years and have Santa doing a variety of things. So it's, as you look at it, it's really a lovely piece. And there will be a bottom stamp on this piece that you can see right here that indicates that this is the silver anniversary, the 25th anniversary of this series. Nice piece. Next piece I want to talk about, and maybe I will have to move this one because there's just only so much room up here. And that piece is Scooter's Diner. Diners have been very popular with Department 56 for a number of years. We had Shelley's Diner that was one of the longest running lit pieces in Snow Village, probably out for about 15 years. Scooter's is our newest addition. And let me get it all plugged in here for you. Yep, there we go. And what's kind of neat about this, let me get because I want to get the sign up here so you can see it. It's one of those pieces you might see a diner like this along Route 66 or on the outskirts of any small town in the 1950s. Remember, Snow Village is kind of set in the 1950s and 60s. You can peek in the window in front here, and you can see that there are booths and people in the booths ordering traditional blue plate specials, traditional diner foods. And you'll see that out in front here we have a clock, and the clock is set at 5 to 6, which is very traditional for Department of 56 to use that because, of course, based on our name, 5 to 6. Also, part of this comes with it, it plugs right into it, is the sign. And what's different about this, it's lit in kind of an old-timey way, so it is a lit sign. It has the light that shines up onto the sign, as they did back in the 50s and 60s. This was a place that probably couldn't afford those neon lights like was on the Bright Lights house. And the Scooter sign rotates. Now, I don't have any in yet, but the Scooter sign will be available separately as a replacement part. But you have to have this piece to be able to plug in the Scooter sign. So don't just order the sign thinking, oh, I'm going to order it and plug it into something else and have it work. That's not going to happen. But we've got Scooter's 5 to 6 Diner, some great colors, some great animation, and I think it will be a great addition to your village. And I did look up a little bit about this. Did you know that diners have been around since the mid-19th century? In fact, it was 1858 when an industrial 17-year-old young man named Walter Scott started selling sandwiches and coffee from a basket outside a newspaper office where they were working through the night printing the paper at night. And the workers would come outside. A lot of the restaurants and diners in the area had closed, so Walter made money by selling sandwiches and coffee to the workers. He actually he did this in his hometown of Providence, Rhode Island, and this grew until he started using a converted covered wagon in the 1870s. And that's what made this so popular, is these diners generally are open later, and a lot of them open all night after other restaurants have closed. It was a great place for the blue-collar man to get a bite to eat during his shift break. So, and I think there's some real neat accents to this piece as well. And you can see there's the little silver garbage cans out back where they take their refuse. No recycling bins, because back in the 50s, they of course didn't have anything like that. But that is Scooter's Diner. The name comes from Scott. Apparently that was a nickname he grew up with. So instead of calling it Scott's Diner, he called it Scooter's Diner. And as you recall, Shelley's Diner was named for Scott's wife. So we're keeping it in the family. Let us know how you like these new pieces for Snow Village. I think some of them are really, really great. Okay. This is the Rockwell's Doctor's Office. It's the third in the series in Snow Village, based on drawings from Norman Rockwell. Now, you know, of course, what we start with is the picture that's in the window, and those are the inspiration for the pieces. We don't know what the outside of the doctor's office looked like, but we kind of imagine back in the 50s and 60s that that's what these pieces look like. This actually was the cover for a Saturday Evening Post in 1929. This picture here called The Doctor and the Doll. And the doll is, the old-timey doctor is checking the heartbeat of the doll for the little girl, probably to make her a little more comfortable, and then of course he'll zero in on her as soon as he gains her trust. The very first cover that Norman Rockwell did for Saturday Evening Post was in 1916, so he did many, many of them. I believe it was over 300 covers total, and Saturday Evening Post is one of those magazines that came out weekly for years and years and years, and each one of the highlighted pieces that we are going to do was a cover from one of those magazines. So we won't be doing other pieces by him, but only the Saturday Evening Post versions. So that's that piece. Needed a doctor's office. Even has on the side, you can see the little placard that tells what the doctor's office hours are. Doesn't say he makes house calls, but I bet back in the 50s he did. Okay, and one more smaller piece that I wanted to share with you. I like the way this one lights as well. This is the Village Farm Tree Lot. This is part of the Christmas on the Lake series. This goes with all those little fish shacks. Now, if you're not from a northern climate, fish shacks probably seem like kind of a weird thing to you. But up here in Minnesota, in Wisconsin, Iowa, the Dakotas, a lot of places, well up into Canada, you're going to see fish houses out on the frozen lakes in winter. This happens to be a small footprint. It's got that old-timey light that lighting up the sign tells what kind of trees are available. They've got fir, pine, cedar, and spruce trees, fresh-cut trees, probably grown out in the back 40 on this tree farm. But just a really cute little piece, small, great starter piece, but includes all these trees that are attached right to the building. So a really nice piece. Okay. Let's put that one over to the side. Some of you have asked about this coffee mug that I use, and you've seen it on our website now, and you've seen it on my Facebook Lives. You're going to be able to purchase this. It's now available. It's a great gift for a collector. I think it would be really cute if you put some candies or something in it and gave it as a gift. They're only $9, and you can order them. They're in the promotional section. Is that correct?
They're in the replacement parts in the catalog section.
Okay, so they're in the section where you would order a brochure, and we've been selling tons of brochures this year, and that would be in the replacement parts section on our website. We'll get them right out to you. They are ceramic. They hold 11 ounces of coffee or whatever other beverage you'd want to put inside.
I'll put a link in the comments too.
Okay, Nate is going to put a link in the comments for us, and it's printed on both sides, so whether you be a left-handed drinker or a right-handed drinker, people are going to know who you like to support, and that's Department 56. So I think that's a really nice addition. And we'll see how this goes. These are in limited quantities, so once they're gone, we'll have to see if we can get some more. So don't hesitate. Don't wait. Don't say, oh, I'll do it at Christmas time, because at Christmas time they might be gone. And remember, I said at the beginning of our segment that we would be having something very special. Just this last week, we had our sales reps were part of an online introduction period for some of our mid-year introductions. They introduced things like the gift sets, some new pieces for the Silver Series, some of our new snow babies and snow pinions. And in our next segment, that will be in 1 week because of us having a delay because of our weather, I'll be showing some more of the mid-year introductions. But I have one piece that I think deserves its own introduction. And I'm going to show it to you now. It's right here. And it is a piece let's see, there's my little sign that comes with it. It's a 2-piece set. It is called the Queen Anne Revival Bed and Breakfast. And if you can see on the little sign here, it's called Melinda's Bed and Breakfast, which I think is very sweet. And I was very touched when they asked if they could design this piece in my honor. And I said, of course. I said, my quilting room has to be up in the upper room up here so I can take a look at what's going on all over Snow Village. This is also kind of goes along with a piece that we had back in, let's see, it was in 2000 to 2003. We had a piece called the Carpenter Gothic Bed and Breakfast. I don't have one to show you, but you can look at them online. It was a yellow Carpenter Gothic house, very similar in style to this one. And it had a little sign that looked just like this one, and it said Judith's Bed and Breakfast. So my predecessor, Judith Price, got a piece that was named for her, and now I've been honored with the same piece as well. So I'm hoping that even if you're not a Snow Village collector, if you like things that are special, this certainly is one, and this is one I'm going to add to my collection. And I'm real thrilled with it. So this is a new mid-year piece. It'll probably be sometime after Labor Day before it gets to the stores. And if I see you out when I'm out and about this fall, I'd be happy to sign a piece for you. And it will be part of the American Architecture series. I checked on that today. My original notes didn't have anything like that on there, but it is going to be part of the American Architecture series, which is an ongoing series of houses and buildings that have had a special place in influencing American architecture and certainly have influenced some of the architecture that we have done for our Christmas villages. So that's what I have today. Our next segment will be next Thursday, April 25th, so that'll be a week after Easter at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. That gets us back on schedule for the every other week. We missed last week because we had horrid weather here. Not a whole lot of snow, maybe a foot here, but the winds were blowing so hard it was almost hurricane-like. They were winds 60 to 70 miles an hour, and if you live in an area where you've had winds like that and light snow, it was just whiteout conditions. We couldn't see. The offices were closed. Even though I came in, I wasn't aware that the offices were going to be closed, but we had some interesting weather last week. It was 70 on Monday and snow on Thursday. I don't know. Let us know how you like these new pieces. Next time we will talk more about some of the mid-year introductions, and I'm going to try to get some of the Silver Series to show you. I also want to just take an opportunity to thank Lori Nygaard, who is in our samples area and does all of the work to get me preview pieces and get pieces that are not really out here as part of our regular display, so that I can show them to you as soon as they come out. And Lori does a great job, and without her, it makes my job a lot harder. So we are very happy to continue this. Let us know how you like these segments, and we will try to have segments that have questions and information that is interesting to everyone. Hope everyone has a great holiday weekend this weekend. Happy Easter, happy Passover. See ya, from Department 56.